Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, even Captain Rusty is joining us on this New Year's Eve. Happy New Year! Yes, it is New Year's Eve. We are working, and maybe in the process of, getting socially lubricated, setting off some fireworks, that kind of thing. It just kind of goes with the territory. On this day of the year. So I'm going to apologize in advance because God knows what could happen, especially when you include fireworks and boating. Never a good combo. And then you throw in some, lightable alcohol to get socially lubricated. Not a good combination. No. But heck, we live dangerously, don't we, Barry?
No, we don't burn the alcohol. We drink the alcohol.
Oh, that's right. We drink it and we stay away from the helm. And let Patrick, who doesn't drink, take over in that regard. So don't drink and boat, but, enjoy the festivities accordingly.
And sprinklers, the little
sprinklers.
Sprinklers, the sparklers. Because you're talking about fireworks. The sparklers will burn through your boat. Don't light those on a boat.
Okay,
they are just as dangerous as other things.
There's that. Now, as I said, we do have a full crew working on this holiday weekend, so we're here to serve and just check in with the crew, find out what everybody's up to, on top of the partying festivities. Mike the Mariner is going to be the first person we go to. Mike is literally on his boat as we speak. Is that right, Mike? Where you at?
Absolutely. Yeah, we are at Swamp House on the St. Johns River.
A swamp house.
This is a
okay.
Cruise. Yeah, we're at Swamp House. This is the first cruise since the hurricanes. The last two hurricanes. The water's been so high on the St. Johns River that you really couldn't run a boat up the river because the water was up in people's yards and actually touching some of the houses and things like that.
Right.
But the river's now down low enough that we can
stay out of their yards.
Use the river, so yeah, we can stay out of their yards.
Right.
So yeah, we decided to take a trip today and dragged the Craig Cat behind us, but we've got Silhouette sitting outside of the Swamp House, listening to some great music, and I'm about to have some catfish and
very nice.
And enjoy the afternoon.
Okay, and are they having a big fireworks display there tonight too, or are you going to be back at the dock?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. They usually have a fireworks display in Sanford on July 4th at the marina, which is fantastic because we can just sit on the bow and watch it. But I don't think they have one planned for New Year's Eve.
Okay, but chances are you're going to see some fireworks later this afternoon. As I'm, just all you got to do is cruise up and down the waterway there, and there people will be popping them off, or maybe you'll see something a little bit more organized. But you don't have a plan. You're just going to go with the flow.
No.
It sounds like, right?
Well, what I'm hoping is people aren't shooting Roman candles and bottle rockets at my boat as we're heading back home.
Okay, well, there's that, and that could happen too. So you got to be on the lookout for extraneous fireworks.
But then again, Mike's up in the land, so people up there, they'd be like, "Ma, Pa, what is that devil thing on the water? Shoot it, shoot it."
That's not appropriate.
That's exactly why I'm going to install a gun turret on the bow.
A gun turd? That's what I heard.
Turret.
Shoot those at people. That'll keep them at bay.
Or a rocket launcher.
I might have just created $1 million idea
Mike,
there. I don't know.
Mike, that is old Greg talking. He can't hear that much anymore.
Hey, but I tell you, that'd be a great addition to any boat to keep people in check. Hey, I'm gonna fly one of these if you get too close with that Roman candle.
He's got to be careful up there with those DeLand pirates, because up there they think a boat like Mike's truly is like a 287-foot yacht.
Well, that's true. Well, and it kind of is. If you ask me, I'm with him right there. All right. Well, everybody wants to be like Mike. today because he's out on the water, being responsible, just taking in the festivities. First time out on the water since his big flooding there in Sanford, Florida. We're glad to hear you're back out on the water and having a good time. So I guess we'll let you go, Mike, and you get back and,
All right.
Give us a report next week, okay?
All right. Happy New Year, guys.
Yes. Happy New
Happy
Year
New
to
Year,
you.
Mike.
Right. Absolutely.
All
So
right,
there's
go away.
Captain Mike, the Mariner, and he's out there doing his thing as he should. Now, Captain Rusty is with us as well. We haven't talked to him in a while because he's been, busy raking in billions of dollars selling boats at his boat dealerships. Right, Rusty?
Well,
That's
I've
right.
been trying.
Yeah.
It has been a busy year. It's been a good year.
It's
So
been a
no
good year.
complaints.
Yeah.
It has been.
Right. So he doesn't have time for us. But since it's a holiday, I guess he figured he'd take the time. Is that it?
Well, it is a holiday, and
Right.
I miss you guys.
Well,
and
we miss
I'm
you.
Going,
Yeah.
we want to do something at the, to close out the year on a high note. And I go, what better way than be on the World of Boating?
Well, I don't know if it's a high note, but it's a note. I just take it as like it's an even note. I mean, we could
True.
probably more likely it's a low note. But regardless, hey, we appreciate you joining us. And you got some big news because
I do.
you sold your personal watercraft. What happened?
I love this boat, and so don't get me wrong.
Well, what
my
was it?
favorite boat.
What was this boat again? Your private boat?
It's a 26 Calypso Chris Craft.
Yeah. And
I bought it in 2019. I
Right.
had the interior, if you remember, the whole sign before they capped it by everybody that worked on the boat.
Yeah, that was
it
kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it was a very special boat, and I guess it was in October. Chris Craft came out with a newer model, 27-foot Calypso, 9-foot beam, dive door, bigger windshield, bigger motors, all the new stuff. And so I wanted it, but I decided that I was going to keep my boat, and I liked my boat, so I wasn't going to sell it. And my business partner called and says, "Do you want to sell your boat?" I go, "No." I decided to keep the boat. And so he said, "Well, somebody's on the phone that wants it." I go, "No, I'm going to keep the boat." So he decides to quote him an extremely high price for my boat with
Right.
the idea that they will just move on, right?
Uh-huh.
And so he quoted it for about $40,000 over with what it was worth,
Wow.
and they bought it.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
Say they bought it, or you said, well, for that, oh hell yeah, or was it
yeah,
kind of like
at
that?
that point, I had to let it go because it wasn't. It will never bring that much money again. And it really shouldn't have at this time because used boat prices had started going down. So it was a really hard decision, but I let it go and ordered the new boat. So the new one should be here in April.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. And
Well, wait, let's go
it'll
back
be good.
to the fact that you
Yeah.
sold this boat. Was it a tough decision, or when they came back with the price?
I get attached to things.
Yeah. So did you have to like listen to the song "Let It Go"? Let it go.
I literally
No.
when I delivered the boat to
Mm-hmm.
Southwest Florida myself, dropped it off at the people's home, did the demo and everything on it, and so I was leaving and I walked up to the boat and I walked back and the lady goes, "Did you go kiss that boat?" And I go, "I actually did."
Oh God!
So
Don't tell the buyer that.
It was sad. It was a very special boat to me.
Yeah.
I hope the new one will be just as special, and I'm sure it will.
Well, it was
But-
it was special up to like 40 G's.
Yeah, everything's got a price.
Right.
So.
Exactly.
So,
Wow.
so this is, one of the real things I'm excited about, and is that this boat actually comes with a new system called Seakeeper Ride, and y'all may have talked about it on the show before. And it's not your Seakeeper, which is not your gyroscope. This is Seakeeper Ride that works more like trim tabs. And so this boat and sportsman boats and scout boats all come with that Seakeeper Ride on it now. So
that makes
standard.
so not only does it not rock when it's stationary, but when you're cruising, it kind of acts like an alternate to trim tabs.
So no, it'll rock when it's. So it's not that side. It'll still rock if it's stationary.
Yeah.
But it does. This acts like the trim tabs, and so they'll move hundreds of times a minute. Always adjusting.
Fine tuning, making your
Yes,
ride
that's-
just that much more comfortable. Well, sounds like a pretty good upgrade. We'll continue this conversation on the other side on the World of Boating. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the world of boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Happy New Year.
You talking to me?
Clap, clap, clap.
Get that crap out of here.
Happy New Year.
You guys suck.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
See you in hell.
Spin around.
You're an inspiration for birth control.
And stop. Yay. Great job.
Damn, that was annoying.
Yes, this is the world of boating, and it's what we do because, you know, it's New Year's Eve. And so you kind of have to do that. Yeah, okay, if you say so. Greg, your first mate, Barry the boater, Captain Patrick, and Captain Rusty rounding out the crew as we work on this holiday weekend. So Rusty has sold his prized possession, the boat. When you bought that boat, by the way, that Chris Craft, you thought that was the last personal boat you were ever going to own, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I planned on keeping the boat,
you
know, and passing it down, letting it be a heirloom, so to speak. So,
yeah, but like you said, everything has its price. Someone came around, paid you God knows how much, 40 G's over, you figure, you know, what it was worth. And by the way, does the buyer know this?
Actually, he had actually priced the boat one for $40,000 less, and he liked it and was going to buy it, and the guy backed out of the sale and didn't do it. So this one, he wanted to make sure he didn't lose it.
Really?
So he hopped on and bought the boat, and it was, you know, my boat was absolutely pristine. You know, it stayed on a trailer, undercover.
Well, it was owned by
shed,
Captain Rusty. It was like a celebrity-owned boat. It has a history.
It does. I mean, you can go to Chris Craft and they'll know which boat that is, and so they're very aware of the boat, and it was a great boat, and I am. If he ever sells it, I would consider probably buying it back if I had the money.
Right. Well, did you tell him where you kissed the boat? So he's like, hey, this is where Captain Rusty actually kissed my boat.
I know, right?
And show all his friends and family, and then they'll go, ew. Barry, what do you think of this? What do you think, Barry?
No. Go ahead. Let Patrick go first, then I'll go.
Well, if you know Rusty's history with this boat, you know that it has spent 0 hours in the water. He has trailered it everywhere. And even when he went to the islands, he had it loaded on top of a container ship and shipped over.
Okay. Well, that's what they do sometimes.
I mean, it is truly
Pristine.
showroom.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure
true.
he would probably once a week go over there, polish it, completely clean it off,
Right.
even
Oh,
if it
yes.
didn't go out into salt water.
The videos he shot where it's like, hey, here's Rusty going through the water. It was somebody spraying a hose up against the side of the boat. It was like, yeah, he's waving like he's going through. He's got the green screen in the background.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. Movie
That's just-
magic.
Well, it's what you do when you got something you love so much,
That's
right?
true.
It's your
That's
baby.
true.
But you let her go, and
Yep.
because the price was right, and so the new boat has these cool new features. And once again, what is it again?
So it's a 27 Calypso.
Okay, so
you can find it on Chris Craft's site, and it's 27 foot 10 inches. It's got a beam of 9.1, which I like. The other features it has is a taller windshield, which will help tremendously. It has a dive door, bigger refrigerator.
is
The
that
head's
is that an
bigger.
invitation you're throwing out there? Is that to me
for
and
the
Barry?
dive-
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
We're divers, you know.
Yeah, let me know how that dive door works out about 3 months in.
Why?
It's an inside industry joke. Rusty knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, how about enlightening the rest of us? What do you mean?
Dive doors are notoriously very difficult to manufacture for hull sides like that. They take a lot of finesse
Okay.
to get them to fit correctly. So if you have an issue with that dive door, let's say it gets damaged or something like that, and it's not repairable, the chances of them being able to make an exact replica out of a mold, it's really, really tough, man. It is, and it's every manufacturer out there struggles with those dive doors. Talking about the ones that are made out of FRP.
Is that yours made out of that kind of stuff there, Rusty, or do you know?
I do not know.
Okay. Well,
Of course, it's fiberglass reinforced plastic. Of course, it's made out of fiberglass,
okay.
Rusty.
yeah. I don't know. Well, I'm just
I
I'm
didn't know what
happy.
FRP was.
I'm happy he just has a dive door because I'm a diver. Barry's a diver. We can take advantage of this, possibly, Barry. What do you think?
Patrick, why can't they just round up boats to the next foot size? Why does that have to be 16 feet, 3 inches? Why can't they either bring it down to 16 or up to 17?
I don't know. Do you know, Patrick, or is it just a thing?
What kind of question is that?
I don't know. It's coming from Barry. What do you expect?
I just can't understand why they can't either round it up or round it
Have you already
down.
been drinking champagne? You know, you still got a
not
few
yet.
hours to go, Barry.
No, I had my mimosa already.
Yeah. I don't know why they pick these odd numbers. Like, why don't
I
they just
don't know.
round it up? That would probably make more sense. But I don't know. Just getting back to what Rusty has done. It's bigger than the boat you had, so you've upgraded
It is.
size-wise a little bit.
It's wider and bigger.
Yeah.
So it's probably about a foot bigger. So the other one
Okay.
was 26 something. This is 2710.
Right.
Oh, well. yeah,
And this one,
round
the
it
other
up.
one could only have two 25s on it, and this one will have twin Mercury 300s. The
Nice.
boat runs with the 300s right at 60. Not
Okay.
that I would ever need to go 60, but I guess I could if I wanted to.
Well, yeah. But as long as you get off, well, I was going to bring
Pulling
up.
it on the road behind his F-150.
Well, I mean, are you going to just end up cruising up and down the Intercoastal on this, or take it over the Bahamas, or
He's going
all
to use
the above?
I-95. He's
Yeah,
going to
well,
cruise up and down the highway.
Intercoastals.
So we're going to the Bahamas this summer. Plan on it. Most of the time, it'll spend on the Intercoastal Waterway between St. Augustine and Fernandina, St. Johns River, and we'll do what most people do with a boat, and that's drive around the corner to the sandbar and stand in the water while we look at the boat.
Exactly. Show it off.
Yeah.
Have some fun. Watch the scenery.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. Yeah, what's
Limited
so funny?
your speed to the Intercoastal at, you could do a slow speed all the way from here to New England.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Why are you laughing so much, though, Barry? You act like
Because
you're
I dealt with that last week in Fort Lauderdale as we were going up and down the canals, and the Broward sheriffs are out there and they're telling me, slow down, your wake is 1 inch too high.
So you were being you had the water police on you.
I
huh?
was going slow. Oh yeah, they were out there.
Okay.
So,
well,
Rusty, now that you're going to be your boat, your old boat was what, 8.5 foot beam,
Yes,
and this one is 9.1,
9.2.
9.2. So I'm sure you'll be taking all appropriate precautions with your oversized load permits in trailering this boat up and down the state roadways, right?
Well, that's the only way I go.
Yeah.
So, and what is dark anyway? It's you just got.
Hey, from the side profile, they all look 8.5 foot wide.
They
do.
Right.
So it will literally be, I think, a great experience. I am looking forward to it. The price of the boats, as everybody knows, have gone up about 30% in the last year or so. So the price of this boat makes me extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah. Really? Is it more than what your other one was worth, you think? Or do you know? It is?
No, it is, yeah.
Okay, so you've invested more, including the profit from the sale of your
Yeah.
previous vessel.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you move up in the world. You got to stay up with the Joneses and moving on up, that kind of thing, right?
So I will say that I find it, as a dealer, easier to sell the boat if I have the boat, right? So
Right. Well, that makes sense. You can, give the testimonials. Hey, this boat I just sold you, here are my lip marks right there. I kissed it right there. See?
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 PSI left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I'm sorry I ruined your New Year's Eve party, Lieutenant Dan.
And there we stood on New Year's Eve with my fingers running through your hair. That when the morning came, you'd be there.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. That is me, along with Barry the Boater, Captain Patrick, and Captain Rusty rounding out the crew. Hopefully you're planning accordingly. Got your champagne ready to pop that bottle. We've probably done a little bit of that as well. So we apologize in advance. But Rusty got a new boat, so there's many more reasons to celebrate other than just it being the new year. Once again, that new boat is what, Rusty? Say the model again.
It's a 27 Calypso.
A 27 Calypso. What made you pick this one, by the way?
So my last one was a 26 Calypso, and I love the boat. It's a dual console. It just, to me, it's like a utility boat. It's good for spending the day out. It's good for taking family and friends out. Very sociable boat. Unlike a center console, which would be an antisocial boat, right? You got people in the front, people in the back, can't really talk together. So,
right.
Right. That's the kind of boat I want.
Well,
So this is definitely the boat that kind of checks all the boxes. There's definitely things to get ready for the boat. You know, I have to order a new trailer because I usually have the trailer custom made.
Of course.
So I have to get that made and get all that squared away. Then, you know, it's getting a new boat. There's a lot of moving pieces with it. It's everything from changing your EPIRB information to your boat insurance and getting all that squared away.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of stuff going on, but it will be fun. It is. It's always a good time.
Yeah. Do you have to change any? Do you have to change anything as far as where you're going to store it and all that kind of stuff? Being it's a little bigger, or you got plenty of room?
No, it'll stay in the same place.
Okay.
So I didn't even get rid of it. I just kept it, and it's empty at the moment.
Very good.
It stays in his guest bedroom.
It does.
Does it have a cuddy?
It does not have a cuddy.
Oh,
It does have a head, but it doesn't have a cuddy.
27
He's not
foot,
that
no
social.
cuddy.
He doesn't want to
So it's-
sleep with his friends. He just wants
it's an
to
open bow.
be close
So,
to them.
yeah, it's
All right.
one of the things that, and a lot of people come to our boat shows asking for cuddies and stuff like that. And we just, if you live in Florida and you have a cuddy cabin that doesn't have an air conditioner and generator and all those sort of things, that's where you put your life jackets. So, it's just
True.
way too hot.
Right. Makes sense. Makes sense. But, you're preparing for your new baby. So when are you supposed to take delivery on this thing?
So end of March, the 1st of April, which will be a great time just because we got boat shows that's starting actually in 2 weeks with Daytona, then Jacksonville, Miami, Savannah, Orlando. So all those will be coming up back to back every other week. So this will give me time when the boat comes. I'll have plenty of time to spend with it and, get to know it and, make
Right.
it into part of the family.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah.
Go
What
on
are
on
they
his
when you're preparing the
honeymoon.
baby, setting up the baby room? I mean, what is
Yeah.
that? Nesting? What he's in that phase or what is
Yeah,
that?
he's nesting. Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
hoping I can take some paternity leave. I'm not sure.
Well, hey,
but
you're the boss.
I know.
I know he's a
I-
jerk, but geez, maybe you could pitch him on the
Yeah,
idea.
Absolutely.
But you sold your boat. I mean, so have you already gotten rid of it, or is it?
I have. I delivered it,
Okay.
and that was the other thing of why I felt comfortable selling it. The people who bought the boat, the front part of their house is on the Gulf of Mexico, and the back part of their house is on the Intercoastal Waterway.
Wow. So it's going to
So-
a good home.
Oh, it went to
She'll
a
be
very
free.
good home. Yes, and it's on a lift outside of the Intercoastal Waterway, so it's probably going to live its best life now.
Huh,
Instead of being
okay.
in a garage and a lot stored, it's going to actually be doing what boats should do.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's kind of
At
weird
least I
how
hope.
we
That's what I tell myself. It went
talk
to a
about
farm to run
these
wild. Yeah.
inanimate objects like they're living, breathing things.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's what you do. It is
It
what
is.
you do. Well,
It is.
congratulations. Even though
Thank
you're going to
you.
be boatless for a few months.
Yeah.
You're gonna,
That's okay. Save
yeah,
some money.
Oh, well, okay. Look, he's very optimistic, Captain Rusty. God bless him for that. Now, I got to say, Barry the Boater has been pretty busy this week during the holidays because he has taken his 17-foot Triumph called the Surprise, and you actually you were talking about putting some new speakers in and all this kind of stuff, and you did that this week in your work downtime, I guess. Is that right, Barry, or what?
Yeah. I looked on my log. There were a bunch of little things I needed to do on the boat. One of the speakers had gone bad. After about 5 or 6 years, the coil inside the speaker will sometimes corrode, and it just won't work anymore. So you got to change them out. So I changed out the speakers. I bought a push stick or push pole, which it's just really a line pole, but it's long enough for my little boat to push myself around in shallow water.
Okay.
Or if I get into a situation where I don't want to destroy my skeg or my propeller, I could push my way through.
You can operate like a flats boat almost.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. I installed the new VHF because the old one, every time you would key up to talk on it, it would change channels on its own. So
that's
that
not
isn't a
good.
really good feature. Yeah, that's not a good feature.
Huh.
And also, and the last but not least, my key switch used to have a nice condom on it, and the
Excuse
condom
me?
wore out. It's a condom. It's a little rubber that fits over where the key slides into it, and it keeps water from getting inside the switch, the ignition switch.
Right. Sounds like you had too small a size.
Well,
should have went
no,
for the.
it's anything that sits in the garage, and this is something that I like to put out there for anyone else that listens. Do you put your boat? Do you keep it in a garage or do you keep it outside? I noticed that keeping stuff in the garage, certain rubber and plastic parts start to deteriorate, and this thing had gone from being a nice piece of rubber that worked well to becoming this sticky, gooey thing that it just stuck to everything. It almost like it decomposed into some kind of glue. So I found that online, and I ordered it, installed it. So the boat's ready to go back out. We're ready to take her back out again.
Okay. So did you just get one condom, or you got multiples to replace it?
No, because
it could be a busy year for you, Barry.
Well,
you might
this
need
one
multiple
lasted-
rubbers.
Wait, no. You could reuse these.
Whoa, gross. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it lasted like 13 years. It's just there's something about in the garage. My old VHF radio, there was a cover on the microphone that just started to deteriorate. It just started to melt.
Yeah.
And I sent it back to the manufacturer, and they actually changed the microphone cover on it because I guess it's a problem with certain materials when they sit in the garage. I know it's humid in there, but I do have fans going. But there's something about it.
Yeah, the humidity, the heat, just
it
breaks
doesn't
it
get
down.
super hot. Something breaks it down. But
All right.
I don't know if it would have the same problem if it sat outside. I know the sun would do other things to the boat. So
I would think it would be just as bad. I don't think it'd matter, but yeah, it does. It's weird. It's a Florida thing. I do think it's a humidity and heat thing. I don't know, Patrick. You know anything about that? What he's talking about, or no? Or is he making it up?
No, it only happens in Barry's garage.
Really?
Of course.
He's
I
getting
knew
the
it.
wrong kind of condoms that are ribbed for her pleasure, and that's maybe not the type he should be using, or what do you think?
He's not going to go there.
Okay.
No.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay. Well, it is what it is. But you got it all up to snuff.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
she's
you didn't
ready.
spend a crap load of money on all this stuff either, did you?
No, I had already purchased the VHF. I just hadn't gotten around to doing it. The speakers kind of they were discounted because they were what do you call it? They were a display model of speakers, so they worked out really nice. They fit in there perfect, same exact model, and everything else turned out good. The only thing I haven't done to it yet, and I'm still keeping an eye on it, is that cross member. I still need to do something with that.
You still haven't fixed your trailer.
It hasn't. No, I did. I replaced the tires. I replaced the axles. So all that stuff.
Okay. Well, he got the majority of it done. He just now he got all the soft goods stuff squared away, and still has to get that crossbar in check. All right, more coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Captain Rusty rounding out the crew as well. Okay, so Barry has some stuff with his rubber products, plastic products, melting or turning to goo in the garage. And I thought I heard Patrick say something during the commercial break. He actually has an answer why this happens. Is that right, Patrick, or
Not
no?
really. We were just throwing some stuff around.
All right. So what, you don't know or you do?
Well, the thing with Barry's particular, that piece was, it's about 13 years old. So, you know, it's nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
But with the heat and humidity in Florida, and with certain rubbers, their ability to absorb or retain water, you get that evaporation condensation thing happening, especially anything that could be trapped behind that cover, you know, in its key switch, because you don't think about that. Water get behind there. Yeah, not talking about, you know, an ounce of water or anything, but little droplets over the period of time, 13 years, and eventually it just breaks down and literally turns to black gum.
Black gum. But you
pretty
should
much.
not stick it in your mouth and chew it.
No, you should not.
But and there's
But
no
keep
way
it on
to.
hand to patch any holes, because it'll come in handy.
But there's nothing you can do to slow that process down, really. It's just going to happen. It's time to replace
You know,
it.
on something like that, it's such a minimal part. I mean, and Barry takes meticulous care of his boat, but you would literally be after every time you use the boat and wash it, pulling that rubber cap off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
wiping
do
it
that.
down. Taking a blow dryer to it, and then making sure everything. It's just not worth it. It's just a maintenance item. And as I said, he got 13 years out of it, so he's doing pretty good.
Okay.
But the problem is you can be a little annoying because you got something that lasted 13 years and now you're looking for a replacement, or like, hey, we haven't made that key switch or that part in 13 years. Good luck finding one.
Yeah, and that was the scary thing, is just trying to find another part, and it turned out to be available. And Patrick did suggest purchasing a few others and keeping them in stock just in case. I could put them away where it's nice and air conditioned. They shouldn't go bad.
Okay. Well, there's that. All right. Well, we got a couple minutes left here on our New Year's Eve edition of the World of Boating. A couple little stories we can throw out there, or what, Patrick? What do we got?
Yeah, I mean, probably the biggest one was this past Thursday down here in Florida, over on the West Coast. You familiar with the Tampa Bay Bucks? You
Heard
know
of
about
them.
those guys?
We've heard of those guys.
That
Yeah.
footballer team. Yeah, the backup quarterback Blaine Gabbert was out on jet skis. He and his brothers, when a helicopter fell out of the sky and crash landed in the water, and he and his brothers went into action. They managed to get to the craft and get the family and the pilot as well. By that time, fire rescue police were already on their way out to the boat, but they are Blaine and his brothers are being called citizen heroes by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department. So good job. I mean, last thing you would probably expect to see while you're out on the water is something like that happening. As we come up to the end of another fantastic year of broadcasting, want to personally thank all of our listeners that listen to us, whether it's live or they're listening via podcast. We appreciate you. We love the fact that you tune in. Love the banter back and forth on the Facebook page. Appreciate the insight that you give. And some of the comments, even though the ones that are directed personally at me, still, I appreciate those. You could start to direct some of those at Mike, though, maybe in the future.
Barry. Let's go at Barry. Take your
thank you.
shots. Take your cheap shots at Barry the Boater.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to Facebook, so go ahead.
Yeah, that's right.
Give it your best shot.
He
It
won't.
doesn't matter.
He won't see
He
it.
won't even know.
So
That's
his
right.
feelings won't be hurt when you hammer him.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
wish everybody a safe boating 2023 coming up. The things that we have a lot of fun on the show, and we try to impart a lot of knowledge in with some of these stories and stuff. So hopefully you're taking something from the show other than the fact that Greg and I hate each other.
Oh, okay.
And really putting some of some of the things that we talk about to use, or maybe they just spark something in your mind and you're able to pass that on to somebody else out on the water, because our ultimate goal is to make boating fun, safe, and enjoyable for everyone that's out on the water. So if nothing else, I'll leave you with that.
Okay. And in the spirit of New Year's Eve, Patrick, I don't hate you.
Oh, I hate you.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
You annoy me
Greg.
sometimes. I ain't going to lie. But I don't hate you. God knows I don't hate you. So
It's all radio banter, Greg.
Yes, that's what it is. Okay. Rusty, you got any end of the year, reflections? It's been a good year for the business. Obviously, you're looking forward to your new boat. What about everything else going on with you?
Well,
what do you think?
It has been a good year for the boat dealers.
Yep.
And this coming up year is going to be, I think, a good year for the boat buyers. So
Okay.
if you haven't bought a boat, or if you've been waiting, this will probably be a good year to do it. I have been with you guys on the World of Boating for a long time. Not as often here recently just because of work things, but I've always enjoyed it. As you guys know, I started listening a long time ago as a fan, and then you allowed me to be a part of it. So I just want to thank you for always keeping me in the loop and let me be on the show.
Well, golly, this is turning into a love fest. Barry, you want to chime in too as well? You have nothing. I hate you guys.
No, I enjoy coming here. I mean, I could be doing so many other things on a Saturday afternoon,
Right.
but I choose to come here and
Choose to
enjoy.
show up and abuse us
That's
every
right.
week. God
Absolutely.
bless.
We have a
Because we all
choice.
learned something. Yeah, I didn't know we did. I
Right.
thought he kept my feet to the fire, but no, we learn a lot. We're trying to give knowledge out there, trying to make it enjoyable and help each other out on the boat. 2023, I think it's going to be a good year for boating. As I said, as Rusty said, I think it's going to be a much better, easier year for the buyer to get the boat that they're looking for and
Right.
go out there and use it. I mean, put it in your appointment book to take it out at least once a month, if not more. Make it a nice trip. Look for the best weather and then plan for that.
Okay, it sounds like Barry the Boater just made his New Year's resolution on the World of Boating.
Oh, yeah, we're
And
going back out.
I'll chime in on there as well and just say that don't forget that the reason that we do this show is because boating is a blast. It is fun. That's what you got to focus on. Sure, there goes a lot of issues with owning a boat. I mean, money pit, whatever. You can get, bogged down in that kind of stuff. But don't let our arguments or our issues with owning a boat or any of that kind of stuff dissuade you from wanting to get out there and go boating. Whether you're a passenger or you own a boat, get out there and do it because that's really what it's all about. It's about the experience. So, that's my little 2 cents. I don't know that that's a New Year's resolution, but it's my insight, and it's the reason we do the World of Boating is because it's fun, and all the things you can do on a boat, whether it's scuba diving, whether it's just cruising the intercoastal waterways, where it's going to see fireworks tonight on New Year's Eve. I mean,
Don't
there's
do
not.
that.
Why not? Yeah, you can do that. Just
Don't
don't
do that.
drink, but go out there.
No. Go in
be on your
someone else's
boat.
boat.
Well, yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, that
But
way you
it's-
don't have to clean it later.
You got the best view of any person on the planet when you're out there on the boat watching the fireworks there, say like off the coast of Miami or Fort Lauderdale or something like that. It's a blast. It's an amazing experience.
You like Rusty, just trailer it down to a boat ramp, climb inside the boat, kick back.
tailgate. Yeah.
There you go.
and then sell it later. I love it.
Well, you could do that, I guess. But yeah, look, it's a great activity, and that's why we do the show and why you should go boating. So on that note, we'll wrap it up for the last broadcast of 2022. Till next time, remember, whether it's sail or motor,
Life is better as a boater.
safe boating, everyone.
Come back here, you barnacle-bitten swab!
World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.